Hello students, we have been discussing biological classification which is the second chapter of class 11 biology. Today we will discuss about viruses, viroids and lichens. So there is no mention of these acellular organisms in 5 kingdom classification of R.H. Whitaker. There is no mention of viruses, viroids and lichens in 5 kingdom classification given by R.H. Whitaker. Let's first discuss about viruses. Let's make a figure first of the virus. This is the sheath. It means covering. So we have drawn the figure. This one is head, this is the collar, this is sheath, and this is the base plate, and these are long tail fibers. This is a long tail fiber, these are long tail fibers. So head, collar. So the viruses have an inert crystalline structure when they are outside the cell. Viruses have inert crystalline structure when they are outside the cell. But once when they infect the cell, what happens? They take over the machinery of the cell. They replicate themselves and kill the host. So it has an internal crystalline structure outside when it is outside the cell. But once it infects the cell, it takes over the entire machinery of the cell and starts to replicate themselves and kills the host. So it was D.J. Ivanovsky. It was D.J. Ivanovsky who had first discovered the virus. He found that this particular organism caused mosaic disease of tobacco. But the nomenclature or the name was given by Louis Pasteur. Who gave it the name virus. What did the name of virus mean? It means venom or poisonous fluid. So it was D.J. Ivanovsky who had first discovered the virus as causing mosaic disease in potato. But the name virus was given by Louis Pasteur, which meant venom or poisonous fluid which it carries. So viruses contain protein, but what do they contain apart from protein? They also contain genetic material, DNA or RNA. They contain either DNA or RNA. They don't contain both. Any virus doesn't contain both DNA and RNA. They contain either DNA or RNA. So they have protein and they contain the genetic material, either DNA or RNA. They don't contain both of them. So the diseases caused by them, what are those? Mumps, smallpox, AIDS, influenza, etc., herpes, etc. And diseases caused in human beings, but it causes disease in plants too. That means it causes curling, rolling and yellowing of leaves. So it causes certain diseases in human beings: mumps, smallpox, AIDS, influenza, herpes, etc. In plants it causes the disease of curling, rolling and yellowing of leaves. Now let us discuss about viroids. Viroids were discovered by T.O. Denner. Viroids were discovered by T.O. Denner in 1971. T.O. Denner discovered the viroids in 1971. It lacked the protein coat which the viruses possessed. It lacks the protein coat which the viruses possess. So it was called viroids, devoid of protein. And it was found to have a free RNA, but in size it was smaller than viruses, and the RNA of viroids had less molecular weight in comparison to viruses, and it causes potato spindle tuber disease. So viroids were discovered by T.O. Denner in 1971. It lacked the protein coat, that's why it was known as viroid, not virus, and it contains free RNA. Its size is smaller than viruses, and the RNA of viruses have less molecular weight in comparison to viruses, and it causes which disease? Potato spindle tuber disease. Now let us discuss about lichens. So lichens are formed by symbiotic associations between algae and fungi. The algal component is known as phycobiont. And the fungal component is known as mycobiont. It is autotrophic and mycobiont is heterotrophic. So what is this phycobiont or the algal component do? It prepares food for fungi. And what does the fungal component do or fungi do? It provides shelter and absorbs minerals and water for algae so that it can make food. So lichens, the symbiotic association between algae and fungi. The algal component is known as phycobiont and the fungal component is known as mycobiont. Phycobiont autotrophic, mycobiont heterotrophic. Autotrophic means they are able to prepare their own food, so it prepares food for fungi. And fungi, they are not able to prepare food, but they provide shelter through algae and absorbs minerals and water for algae so that it can make food. And lichens are good indicators of what? Of pollution. Because they don't grow in polluted areas. So lichens are good indicators of pollution because they don't grow in polluted area. So that's all for today. Do subscribe my channel if you haven't done so, and share my videos.